together, but I'm totally old school, so here comes my papers. And my opportunity to sit on the bar. So, because I'm more comfortable on the bar, behind the bar, than I am standing up here and pacing back and forth for you. So, last fall, Indian Springs, this place you are in, celebrated their 5th anniversary in Neosho. And it came about because of Todd's love of brewing and Tammy's love of community. They reimagined a downtown Neosho. They saw that energy, put energy into it, and what was to come next. They were one of the first, along with Sam's, to be here and to see what's possible next. So what we do is we brew beer in south of here in Mack County, a rural spot, and bring it in. So we have 10 taps on. One of those is a guest tap. We have a meadery from on the east side of Springfield that comes in, and they bring us mead. So that kind of hits those that don't like to drink beer. Closer to a wine, you get the mead with them. But we have 10 of our taps are things that are brewed here local and brought to you that way. So I should probably preface today by saying there's a couple things I'm going to share that this is not the group I should share it with. But I'm going to do it anyway. My name is Sarah Jarvis, and along with my husband Mitch, we are currently jumping through all the hoops to license, to manufacture, produce, and sell beer in Southwest Missouri. And I say we're jumping through all the hoops. There is lots of licensing, and if you've not had that experience of they want paperwork, everyone's got a checklist for you to follow, and every possible organization you could tie yourself to. It happens. So we are embracing the next adventure. And a little background about us. I recently changed positions with Crowder College. I'm an accountant for them. And Mitch and I have been on many adventures for the last 35 years. As we've been married the last 20, Mitch has been a pastor at the United Methodist Church. So he gets paid to talk. He got paid to talk to groups weekly. Occasionally, funerals, weddings, all the things. Small groups. He loves it. I hate it. So I'm sitting here saying, I hate it. And to get up here and do this. So when I agreed to this opportunity, thank you, Adriana. You're welcome. I thought, cool, I'm off the hook. I'll stick Mitch on this group, he loves to do it. But as I'm sitting here, you got to know, this goes to show he didn't bail me out. So my next confession is nearly 7 years ago was our first visit to Neosho. From Kansas City, Mitch was to be appointed here as a pastor, and I grew up in Southwest Missouri. I didn't want to go back. And definitely Neosho was not on my radar from Kansas City. I'll admit that. So probably telling you all this is to tell you that I don't like to talk in groups, and Southwest Missouri was not where I was supposed to be. Not the best start to this conversation, but I want you to hear how it's changed. And so on that note, welcome to Indian Springs Brewing Company. Our introduction to here, this spot, is a big part of the reason why I can do this today. This is my comfort spot. I can meet new people, drink beer, hang out with friends and family, talk about craft beer, because that's what that industry is about. Craft beer brings people together to talk about good beer, but it's about community. So with that, Mitch and I have been home brewing beer for about 15 years. My first homebrew label was called the Vicar's Wife. So if you know what that is, that's not what you expect from the pastor's wife. She brews beer. The homebrew process is the same. Same processing for beer, it's just on a different scale. Instead of 6 gallons of water and a small bag of grains, it's hundreds of gallons of water and lots of pounds of grain. So ISBC offers some staple beers, which are tried and true. They've been perfected over the years, and we will continue to serve them. We have those recipes, but one of our fears is they may not quite be the same, because maybe Todd had that little extra that he, a little heavy hand on this or that, and it changed it just slightly. So one of our fears of taking this over an established business is not providing the exact same beer everyone's gotten used to. So we are doing our best to make that happen. We brewed alongside Todd for the last several months and to learn those things. But also with that comes the excitement of we get to brew our own things. We get to try some things that it may be a flavor you've not been introduced to. Rochelle, you and I were talking about that of I don't like beer. So we're looking for those opportunities. So we get to brew new things, find new recipes, and share our love of beer. The last few months we've been offering a Saturday small batch of beer. You better get here and try it, because it's gonna be gone. You won't see it on Sunday. You won't see it on Monday. It's gonna be a small batch. And that's been kind of a fun draw to see. I get to brew some fun things that I enjoy, and introduce people to different flavors. Like, ooh, cranberry can go in a beer. With that, we've had different feedback, and as everybody has different tastes. So I want to be the one to introduce to people that say, oh, I don't like beer, or I typically drink a Miller Lite, which is fine, but I want to introduce them to craft beer. It's different. It's not the one you may have first tried maybe before it was legal for you to try it, in some field or down by the creek. Yes, remember I did grow up in Southwest Missouri. So we offer a Pilsner to introduce people to other, we offer the Pilsner to, if you lean towards the lighter beer, that's possible. But we also want to introduce some new flavors. I want to offer you that unique taste. If you get a chance, come in and try something new. To say, okay, I want to try just a little bit of peach or a darker beer. I've never had a darker beer, so what does that taste like for me? I want to share, as you come in the door, I want to share my interest with you. Mitch is the same way. Any one of our bartenders will let you try something, talk to you about beer, because it's something they're interested in. Not just pour you something because that's something you've always had. So I want you to, if you haven't checked out this, the wall is, how do you go from the farm to your glass to hanging out here, to see how this process works. And one of our future goals, there's a warehouse out back, and it's occasionally used for events now, but we want to move the brewing process here in town, so you can see, how does that work from here to here? And always when I go out to breweries around, I want to see the equipment. I like the big shiny things. And that's fun for me. I want to talk beer, but I want to enjoy beer. And so that's what I want for you all, to enjoy beer. How it's brewed and all of its complexity. So you come in the door, we want you to know you're also not we're not the typical bar. We're not open late. Our TV's only on for special occasions. We don't sell hard liquor, and craft beer is something not typically consumed quickly or in large quantities, so we're not that kind of bar. We want to be different for you. We're about the community for you. And why? I'll get off that. So never mind that. So until recently, Sam Cellar and us here were the only two in town, two in downtown. And I am loving to see the different restaurants. Adriana coming next door, East Side, Spring Street. Just having the opportunity to see what downtown square is. I grew up in small Marshfield, so smaller than Neosho. I grew up over there, and I watched my parents, my family connect with the community, and that was the important part. They had a small downtown business, and they connected with community and how important that was for them. So that is the tradition I come from, is family, community, connection. So when we go, so the new businesses downtown, the new housing, the new restaurants, new bar, we are good for each other, but we need to work together in that. And that is one of the challenges. I like, okay, how can we not just share the same customer pool and we just switch them around between one to the other? So how do we bring others into what's cool about downtown? How do we work on that? So that's one of my challenges that we've had, to not have that same customer base, so we can all share in being in it together, connecting with one another and building stronger businesses for us all. So some of the things we are working on to set us apart is increasing our social media presence, having events booked further out in advance so people get them on their calendar. They know that we have live music two Fridays of the month, that we play trivia, that we play bingo. Many times those are events scheduled for fundraisers because we want to give back to the community. But there's that opportunity to create those events. And we've recently started a game board night. Some friends are bringing in those games that I have no clue about. I can play cards, but Stephen, you've introduced some way different games that I'm like, I don't know, deal the cards, that's about all I know. But getting different people interested in making this their community. Whether it's coming in to play cards and drink a beer, or it's coming in Uno, I can handle Uno, bringing a board game in and playing alongside. There may be a table over here playing a different game and a different game over here, just to know that this is a place that they can connect over something that interests them. Over beer, over games, over trivia, over supporting your community. All those different ways to be in here together. And that is the piece that made me want to buy this business. A well-established business, because I love beer, I love connection, I love that opportunity to tell people about beer and see them have a safe spot. Maybe not crawl on the bar and sit on it, but sit at the bar with their friends, make new friends, and see what downtown Neosho is all about. So for no matter what your type of business is or where you are, make it a place that is connectional for the person that comes in. Make it, go talking insurance or whatever. Like, it's a place for them to connect with. Your investment, whatever it is, what you're investing it in is investing in the people that's around you. And that's, for me, has been the reason for opening, reopening, reimagining a brewery. And on that note, cheers. And too bad it's not a million beers.
Good job, Sarah. All right, who has some questions for Sarah?
All right.
First of all, thank you for being so authentic and open. That's what 1 Million Cups is all about. And the theme here, when new businesses open in any city, typically it's like all numbers, demographics, who's going to be there. And the fact that you're pouring so much heart and passion into this, and that determination to reimagine Neosho and to make it a community thing is a powerful thing. And just like we asked before, what can we be doing collectively to help you and promote you?
Well, I think a lot of what Adriana had said is sharing what we are, sharing that downtown Neosho in general is not just about a strip. Downtown Neosho exists, and just as you talk about it, that's the biggest thing. Just talk, and hey, I need, you may be from Carthage, and like, it's Saturday afternoon, let's go check out Neosho, let's go have dinner, and that we're viable, and we have opportunities and something different. And it, not only for those that live outside of our community, but for our community to know there is a downtown.
I believe you have something upstairs as well that you have to offer?
Yes, we do. Upstairs, there's an Airbnb. So you have family coming in, you have a reason why you want to spend the weekend not at home, or around town. Hey, you can make all sorts of circles and then end up right upstairs. So check that out on Airbnb.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this building. I think you've got your business model, everything is wonderful. Have you ever hosted a bunko net? Would you consider it? Because I'd be at the door right now.
I am open for any fun opportunity to get people in here. Yeah, love it. I could do that. Bunko's fun. See, it's like cars. I don't have to think too much about it. Oh, boss.
Are you brewing a sour beer?
Am I brewing a sour beer?
Yes, Todd won't make me one. Are you gonna?
One of the fun things that we're looking at, and not to get too technical about how sour beer can mess with the lines of your non-sour beers.
Also, we have a line just for sours.
Yes, yeah, that opportunity. That opportunity, but one of the things that I want to look at, and if you research, it's called a Berliner Weissbier. So the thing about it is a near sour to lighter beer, but you put the flavor in it. I mean, it's so we're looking at that opportunity you put a flavor in a beer, change it yourself. I may be a raspberry person and you may be orange, but here's a beer that it will pair well with. That's your starting point. For those that say, oh, I don't like to drink beer, I'm like, if you get to put in the flavor you want to, you might get it. So, yeah. So, she'll harass me about the sour beer until it comes out.
Oh, good.
You said you have mead.
Yes.
What got you into writing that? Because there's not like any place around here.
Right. This actually comes out of Buffalo. We don't brew it. There's a company out of Buffalo that does. It's intrigued. I'm intrigued by all the kind of brewing processes. Different types you can, but the mead comes from a different location. To have that guest hat.
It's delicious, and it's also a really good option if you don't like beer. Like, it's a great one to have on tap. Yeah.
Yeah, we have some wine as well, but that's still brewed local. My opinion is still a Southwest Mo product. Yeah.
You and Adriana both mentioned your friends on the square. How
Yes.
far along are they cooperative? I mean, how far along is this friendship with all the other restaurants?
Adriana probably like, I'm just getting new to this. Although, ooh, this is the things you never like to see. Yeah, sorry. Everyone look that way.
It looks really sour.
I was born and raised here, so I know everybody. So with the other restaurants, so Spring Street, their head chef, her name's Sabrina. I've known her since I was little. She was my babysitter. So like, I can call her ourselves. We can talk about promotions we want to do. Dusty that owns Sam's, we graduated from high school together. So I'll text Dusty and be like, hey, I have a crazy idea. Let's do this. Brian and Charlotte that own Eastside. Once upon a time, I was their kids' gymnastics teacher, like a million years ago. And so I know them super well. So all of us get along really great. And I'm slowly dragging Sarah to everything, being like, come meet all of our friends, because you're going to be part of this. And then having Magnolia and Sunshine come in, I did not know everyone at first, but now we are becoming super great friends too. So really, everybody downtown is on the same mission. We all want downtown to make money, to have people to be lively. So we're all getting along really great. Not just because we want to, but because we have to, if we want this to work. If I post a bunch of snarky stuff about how I'm better than Sam Seller, I look terrible, and it divides our customer base, and there's no reason to do that.
Yeah, it's all about connection at this point in time.
Yeah.
Whether it's with another business or people in town.
All right, let's give her some applause.